I apologize for my chair's from. But I want to take a moment just to recognize this Memorial Day weekend and make sure that we thank and recognize all of our veterans out there, and especially those that made the ultimate sacrifice and gave their freedom. So on that invocation, Pastor Simon, would you please?
Let us pray. Almighty and ever gracious God, we are thankful for this day, and as we've gathered here this evening for this town meeting, Lord, we invite the presence of your Holy Spirit to be here with us. Guide us through the process of the agenda and the things that are on that agenda as we have conversations, then discuss things or ask questions of the Lord. Just help us with that. And as has been said, this is, we're coming up on Memorial Day weekend, and we do want to take time to think upon and remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for this country so that we might have the freedoms that we enjoy. So Lord, just continue to watch over us and guide us in all things. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, I have a couple items that I need to read first. The first one is a discussion regarding the April 16, 2026 closed session in which the Mayor and Council consulted with legal counsel concerning a council member's request for access to confidential employee personnel and financial records and the town's obligations under the Maryland Public Information Act. And then on May the 7th, 2026 closed session in which the Mayor and Council consulted with legal counsel concerning delinquent utility account balances associated with the town of Goldsboro, including legal options, collection efforts, and potential intergovernmental considerations. And I would ask the council if you had a chance to look at the agenda and see if there are any amendments to the agenda. If not, I'll look for a motion to approve the agenda you have before you. And second. All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
I have a question.
Okay.
When did we start adding information from closed sessions to agendas?
At the top. It's always been there.
I've been reading it.
The notice of the closed session is supposed to have enough detail so that the public can understand the general nature of what was discussed, but not so much detail that confidential matters are shared. So.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Approval of the minutes. I will ask the council to take a look. We have 4 of them to get through. So the first one I'm looking at is the April 16th, 2026 meeting minutes. Any questions or corrections or additions to that? If not, I'll look for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for April the 16th, 2026.
And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Those are approved. And then the second one you have before you is the minutes from the April 23rd, 26th meeting. Is there any additions, corrections, or comments to that? Hearing none, I'll look for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the April 23rd, 2026 meeting minutes.
And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the third one is April the 30th, 2026. Is there any additions, comments, or corrections? Hearing none, I'll look for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the April 30th.
And a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That one is approved. And the last is from May the 7th, 2026. Any questions, additions, or comments? Looking for a motion to approve them.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for May the 7th, 2026.
And a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All of them. And next on our presentations, we have a representative here from Talkie who wants to talk with us about putting some antennas on their water tap. So, sir, if you would introduce yourself, please, and the company you're with.
Sure. My name is Mike R. Scott. I'm with Talkie Communications. Thanks for giving me a couple minutes to talk to you. We're looking to get on your water towers here in town to provide what's called fixed wireless access for internet. It's a new product that we've launched. It's fiber-like speeds. It's not non-line of sight technology. We launched it in Millington a few months ago. We're getting speeds between 200 and a gig down. We don't offer anything that's below 200 because we have a reputation we're trying to keep. Basically what we do is we put base nodes up on your tower that are fed by our fiber optic service. From there, it launches out wirelessly, not cellular. Okay, I want to make sure that we know it's not cellular, although we can put cellular up there as well for another option. If you're line of sight with the water tower, I can guarantee you will get a gig speed down. So you get gig down and about 500 speed up. Our price point is $59 for whatever speed you can get, whether it's 200 or a gig. That's where our price points are at. So I just wanted to come by, and I can send you anything you need, engineering plans, anything like that. I can do a test if you want to drive into Millington, show you how it works, anything like that, and answer any questions you may have about it. I don't want to take a lot of your time up tonight, so I'm going to be kind of like skip through things real quick. So if you have any questions, fire away.
Anybody on the council have any questions for the gentleman? So I would say that Cindy and Brandon and I met with this gentleman one day and heard his proposal. So Brandon, do you want to fill in anything that you think might help the council in making the decision based on the conversation we had with him? I mean, there isn't an issue with putting it up there, right?
There shouldn't be no issue putting it up there. We just gotta have some kind of agreement with him, and we just gotta get Suez to their engineering firm to make sure that what they put up there is not gonna structurally interfere with it.
And this would give the residents here another option for internet as opposed to the very limited amount that they have now, and what he professes to be at a cheaper rate.
With no contracts.
With no contract. And the benefit for the town would only be that he would do what for us if we allowed him to put it up, other than we charge to put it up.
Could be. Like any other contracts, they would probably be a fee to be on our water tower, and that would be something we would negotiate through legal and his team to do that.
Well, I'm just asking these questions to help the council and
Yes.
the public is out here.
Absolutely.
So,
Could you elaborate a little bit on what the homeowners would see?
Sure, on the house side?
Yeah.
So at the house, you would have a pole that is similar to a DirecTV, a Dish Network kind of pole on the side of your house. We don't mount anything on roofs because we don't want to deal with penetrating anybody's roof. Attached to that pole would be a little small box. It's about 11 inches by 11 inches, maybe 2.5 to 3 inches deep. From there, we run an Ethernet wire down that has a ground wire on it to ground it somewhere on the path down. Pops into the house. Inside the house, you'll have a jack. Ethernet plugs into that. It goes to what's called a PoE injector. That's what powers the device outside. Out of the PoE injector to your router. That's it. We do offer TV service through too if you wanted TV service, if you wanted the traditional box, or you can stream or whatever it could be. It's very, very unobtrusive. The only holes that go in the house are for the mount for the dish and a 3/8 inch hole for the line to get inside.
is there an installation fee for that?
Usually we charge a $99 installation fee, but a lot of times we can waive that.
And do you have to, you said no contract, so you
No
don't have to do
contracts.
month to month if you want
Month to month, yep. If you don't like it within a month, just call us and it's a done deal. We don't raise our prices. We have our original customers that we had up in Chestertown when we started on the fiber side that are still paying the same prices that they paid from day one. Now, we've raised our prices, but those are just for new customers coming in. We don't just like arbitrarily come and say, oh, it's $59 a day, and a year from now it's $359. That's not what we're about. We're a local company. The owners, one owner lives in Chestertown, one owner lives in Centerville. So, you call in to talk to anybody for any kind of tech support or anything, you're either going to talk to somebody that's at the Chestertown office or at a Kent Island store. So we keep everything local.
So as far as what Talkie would pay the town to use the water tower, is that part of the negotiation?
Yeah, that would be, you guys would let us know what you want for rent, and then we deal with the structural analysis and stuff like that.
All right, so how would the council like to proceed? You want to have our lawyer draw up a contract similar to the ones that we have for those that are on the tower for you to consider, or?
I mean, I think that's the way to do it, I mean, so it's all legal.
Yeah, I'm okay with starting the process.
Right.
It's not another option for us to do.
Right.
It doesn't take away, I don't know much about this stuff, it doesn't take away potency from like the ones that are already up there, like
No,
there's
no, no,
interference or
no, there's no
anything?
interference or anything like that, no. And our equipment is, when you look at your tower, you see the cell equipment, it's big stuff. It's this big, weighs 66 pounds with the bracket that it's on, so it's not a great big obtrusive thing, so.
And would this be typically a yearly contract, or how have we done it in the past, Dan? Do you know off the top of your head?
I think you have a contract with the cell phone company. I don't have a signed copy of it, so I don't know what the final conditions were. I have a draft
I think it was
copy.
5 years.
5 years.
I think it's
So-
what it was.
It's really just a matter of making sure they have all their licenses and requirements in
Right.
place, and you all deciding your terms and negotiating them with.
All right, so then can you work with the town manager to draw up a contract, and then we can present it to the council for this meeting?
And just so you all know, he's requesting that be put on both towers for best service around town.
For right now, I'd like to start with the green one, the one over this way. And just so you know, there is some construction work we would have to do to get to the water tower with our underground drilling and such like that. So whatever path we make along the way, we will set up for fiber later. Because eventually we'd like to come back and nothing beats fiber, and just overbuild with fiber and have your fiber in your town as well.
Okay. We just need to make sure that the path is just within the jurisdiction of Greensboro and doesn't end up in like a county right away or.
Right, we've already come down the state road and gone all the way out to Delaware, so we just would shoot off of that and come right on down.
Within the utility director.
Okay, anything else?
I don't see anything.
Did you say 5 years?
Yeah, it was 5 years.
Thank you.
I can send that over to you, Jen. I've researched that.
5 years be good for your company?
Yeah, whatever works for you guys, we'll make it work.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
We'll let you know. All right, department reports.
Police department.
It's on.
Yeah, it works.
All right, during the month of April, we had 297 speed-in violations from the speed camera. I attended the MMLPEA conference in Ocean City, which was April 16th, or April 13th through the 16th. Under grants, the police department got a $50,000 grant, the LBI grant, through Ms. Yost for construction on the police department. On the state aid grants, there's no updates on that. Community notice, April 2nd had a FTA bench warrant arrest on an individual. He came to turn himself in. He was released on his personal recognizance. On April 8th, we served a grand jury indictment. That subject was held without bond. April 28th, responded to JPR wanted for a suspicious person. He was going into the business and then into Tiger Mart, videotaping. He was removed. I was contacted and responded. The individual had a warrant, so he was placed under arrest, taken before a commissioner, and he was released on his personal recognizance. You guys do have the stats. Anybody have any questions as to my report?
So, I know that we had some incidents where there were some vehicles that were gone through where people were looking for money and valuables left in the car. Could you speak to any of that, as like where they were, how many, or?
Of course. So Sunday evening, early Monday morning, May 18th, we had 4 vehicles that were broken into within the town of Greensboro. One was in Rolling Meadows Apartments behind Tiger Mart. 2 vehicles were broken in the Greensboro Heights off of 1 Avenue, and 1 vehicle was broken in the Schoolhouse Apartments. 3 of the 4 vehicles, they did not obtain any type of merchandise. However, the 4th vehicle, a gentleman's wallet was stolen. He did kind of wake up and go to work early and heard a car alarm in that development. They attempted to steal one of the cars by placing a device in the ignition. However, it broke off. So when the owner of the car came to start it, the car would not, the key would not go all the way in, and then that's when they realized something was wrong, and a piece of metal was actually broken off in the key ignition of that car, and that car was a Kia. In Ridgely, they had 5 or 7 vehicles, similar MO. We've obtained some surveillance from Greensboro, from canvassing the area. People had Ring cameras. 2 locations we have gotten some Ring camera surveillance, and then there's also camera surveillance from the town of Ridgely. Seems like the same car, the same MO. I am working closely with the Caroline County Sheriff's Department deputies. We're putting our heads together because obviously, it's the same kind of MO. So we are actively working that case.
All right, don't have a whole lot to report. We did get the hometown air banners all up. We had a storm last month that caused 2 pump stations lose power. We were able to get that back up and running. As we discussed, we had a meeting with Talkie about the potential internet coming to town. For Goldsboro, we had 2 call-outs. One resulted that a breaker, it was a new construction, the breaker was just never turned back on. The other one is the house is currently under construction, and the electric was actually cut when they were doing demo, so they had to get an electrician. Academy well went offline. They got some water in the chlorination head. Got hold of Dennis Sales, shipped us one in. We were able to get back up and running within 48 hours. On the projects that we got going on, the Chop Tank River Park with DNR, we've been in talks with them about doing a little bit more repairs down there. Just yesterday got the approval for another $16,500 award to take care of some of the repairs. And we're working with Critical Area about the permit for the kayak launch, which it takes about roughly 8 to 9 months to get. And so the kayak launch itself will not be put in until 2027, but it's definitely coming. Yeah, so with securing some of the DNR grants, like this one, we solicitate bids for whatever projects they are, and do a spreadsheet, and DNR ultimately is the one that picks out what they want. And 9 times out of 10, it's usually the lowest bid, unless there's a very good reason why. So like this one here, we're going to be doing some picnic tables, trash cans. The pavilion that's down there, we're going to rehab. We're doing all the pylons need caps put on to preserve them, and we're getting started for the kayak launch with some pervious papers, to get handicap accessible.
Now, the pavilion you talk about down there really is the little roof down there where they clean fish or whatever, it's not the pavilions that...
Correct. Oh, and the pavilion, or the gazebo that's down here on the free fishing side, we got the approval from Legit it's going to be replaced with a new one. So Public Works is going to demo that one out, get rid of it, and get with the company that Legit approved to get the new gazebo brought in. So that might take about 2 months. A storm came through a few months ago and it tore the whole roof up, but it's actually kind of made it a little bit unstable.
So there's a homeless box, food pantry like box here. In that process, can we relocate to the other one? Yeah, relocate one down there on the other structures one. We just take it across the street to the other one so people still have access to it while there's projects going on.
Yeah, well, it will not be disturbed.
That's fine. I just want to make sure that people have access.
Correct.
Anybody have any questions? Dick?
Well, I just wanted to say what Brandon said, that we met with Talkie, was one of the things. We also met with DDF regarding our GIS mapping, and that is going to be for the lead lines. And we're looking at working with them to establish grant funding in January of 27 to help pay for some of that legwork on figuring out what lines are here that are lead that need to be replaced, and also getting funding to do the replacement. I completed an audit with the ARPA funding through the Treasury website. That was a mandated requirement that we complete that. I went through, completely revamped what was submitted, and then we closed it out. So our ARPA funding now has been closed out. We just have to maintain the receipts for 5 years. I also did an audit of the state highway user funds, and then had to submit a corrective report because there was funds that were not submitted to them. So for us to be able to reduce the amount of money that we're showing coming forward into fiscal year 26. The planning and zoning, of course, got canceled yesterday due to Jenny, one of our members, giving birth to a little girl. So congratulations to that, and we'll get that meeting rescheduled. For Human Resources, we had Miles Burnett. He resigned from Public Works to take on a new career in law enforcement. So we wish him all the best. And we have a new hire in Public Works. His name is Billy Garn, and we welcome him to the town. He comes with an array of experience in this area. Finances, we're working with the accountant, Alta, and that is to finalize the fiscal year 24 audit. We received a list last week of the items they were looking for, and the staff has been working diligently to pull all of those bank statements, credit card statements, and deposits to see if we can get that over to them. They expect to have that done in July. We've been able to make that process pretty quickly to get those documents to them. And they've also asked for fiscal year 25, so we're hoping that they're working consistently on that as well. For grants, Chief Tram's already alluded about the $50,000 that we got for the police department. I did want to let everybody know that Congressman Andy Harris's office, Senator Van Hollen, and also Brooke submitted a capital improvement grant in the amount of $3.3 million for the new Greensboro Volunteer Fire Department. Both of those grants have been approved by the Appropriation Committee in both the Senate and the House, and they've moved on to their respective floors. Once they vote on that, then if it's approved, it'll go to President Trump's desk for them to sign off on, and they'll get that funding. So right now it looks pretty promising. For community events, we will be closed. Town Hall will be on Monday, Memorial Day, May 25th. We've got the Fish and Derby coming up, so we're excited about that. It's going to be June the 6th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. We also have DNR coming, and they're going to be supplying some additional rods for those that don't have one. The Greensboro Volunteer Fire Department tractor pull is also on June the 6th at 6 p.m. And then we've got the Kids in the Park. That's going to be on July 17th from 12 to 3. We have the car show August 29th. That's going to be from 12 noon to 4 p.m. I do have some flyers here if anyone's interested in grabbing one. And then we have the food giveaway with Aaron's Place. That's going to be Rain or Shine. That's going to be at the Greensboro Elementary School on June the 25th. That's going to start at 11 a.m. That's all we have.
All right, and we have another event in town on May the 30th. The Greenville Lions Club's having their car show here at the school. Attend that as well, huh?
May 30th?
Yes. You might have any questions for Cindy? All right, so we'll move on to public comment. First up, we have Donna Clay.
First, thank you for not increasing the property tax rate and for all that you do with the budget, because I know you put, did I give you the right papers?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You put a lot of time into this, because I know how much time I spent just looking over the budgets and trying to understand them. So I did have some questions and concerns. Why are there two different sets of expenses depending on what budget for FY26 you look at? Why are Goldsboro's expenses in one budget $259,000 and the other one $0 for FY26? Why is there a difference of $83,313 for town hall expenses, $7,000 for the police, and $10,000 for public works between those two budgets? Have we been reimbursed for Goldsboro expenses? I was surprised that the one was $1,072,176 according to the budget, to just $10,000 in FY27. Has some of the contractual work been looked at as to why current employees cannot do the work? I know they can't do it all, but then why can't they do the work? There's not enough time and experience, and is contractual work done by current employees? The rest is my opinion. Those were all facts, numbers that I took from the budgets. Salaries is a big expense, and we are very generous, I think, with the benefits that we provide for the employees. Health insurance, HSA, retirement, all like that. Also, the employees' cars. They can take them home, and my question was, what was the cost of the cars? How much is the insurance costing for the automobiles? Personal use, accountability, and have other options been explored there to compare costs? In 5 years, between FY23 and 27, proposed salary and benefits increased $611,400 for 11 to 13 employees. Where did the money go that was budgeted for salaries but positions were not filled? In FY26, salaries ranged from $49,900 to $110,000 for 11 positions with an average salary of $71,300, and that's before bonuses and the cost of benefits. The average salary in Greensboro is $60,400, and the average household income in Greensboro is $62,300. That was from 2025 statistics I took that from. And I'll just end with my last sentence, because I'm a real big believer in saving. And just because there is extra money doesn't mean it has to be spent. So maybe part of the 2,000 raise across the board could be put into reserve or to pay on loans or off loans. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Schaff? I'm good. Good. Mr. Mason?
Why not? First and foremost, happy birthday, Kim.
Thank you.
Thanks for all the work you do. So there's, to Donna's kind of point, back when I was here in 2023, I believe we talked about like the budget was like $1.7 million for like the total budget of the town of Greensboro, and now we're at like $3 million. But we lowered taxes, but we doubled the expenditures. So figure that one out. That makes absolutely 0 sense. So that begs the question, was the money always there, but yet mismanaged or embezzled? Inquiring minds want to know. That'll come later on in the future. But with that being said, again, with the proposed budget you have, I mean, you suspended 2 police officers and you're down to 1 again. So I'm a little confused why, we have a $500,000 budget or whatever for the police. That makes no sense. There's just a lot of things, you guys keep. It seems like you guys did so good for a while. You sit there and watch the YouTube videos online, things like that, and then you guys kind of plateaued. You guys saw moments of greatness, and I was actually kind of proud of you guys for a while. And then it started slowly going downhill. You guys protecting employees again, just doing weird shit. So I just don't get it. It's just sad. You guys were doing so good for so long, I think it was just maybe I was left and wasn't on your ass or something, I don't know, but yeah, I was actually kind of proud of you guys watching some of the YouTube videos, you guys taking this stuff seriously and the things you guys were doing and everything, and now it just seems like, again, things go downhill. You got a guy running around town handing out, tickets and stuff, door tags. The thing I want to say about that real quick is just remember this. A door tag for someone today is a door tag for you tomorrow. So keep that in mind. You guys live here too, and unless you guys are going to run for council and mayor every year, every 4 years or whatever, if you guys do get beat, you guys lose the majority or whatever the case is, just remember what goes around comes around. So, and I'm not saying that as a threat, I'm just saying that as be mindful of that. Some of the ordinance and stuff you guys are passing, things like that, without public input and things like that, I really think you guys should reconsider that kind of stuff. Because again, what goes around comes around. And all that stuff can be changed later on as well. Right now, you guys, all the ordinance benefit the town. There's nothing in there to protect citizens. There's no committee or nothing to challenge anything. I mean, what you guys say go. And that's great. You guys got the power for now. But that's not always going to be the case. So just keep that in mind. And again, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Anything?
Thank you.
Old business. The notification system. So you want to talk about it?
So we spoke about this before. I've been asked to get a couple bids. So the first one is GoGov. I reached out to them. They provided a bid, and this is for an alert system that people would sign up in the town to be able to get alerts of any kind of emergencies in town. So for unlimited subscription, it's $3,900 for the year. And then I also got one from Civic Plus. This is who we used before. And their current bid is for $4,000 a year. When I spoke to them, because in the past it was like $1,900, they said that they had not had an increase since 2019, and they have now raised it. So this is where we're at with the notification systems. I will say that in the past we only had less than 900 people that signed up for this before. 75% of them did not live in town. They had outside zip codes. We did verify that. And there was some duplications in there as well.
Could some of the outside zip codes have been property owners?
It could have. We went off of the zip code and what was actually zip code in the town of Greensboro. So it would be up to you if you decide to vote on this and pick which one you would like to go with.
Is this unlimited to the
Correct.
Civic Plus?
Yes.
So we do not currently have either one in working anything out.
We do not. We send out a message via Facebook. We also have where we send it out via MCSJ, which allows us to do email, and if we have their telephone number listed, that's a cell number, we can send a message out to them. Again, most of the individuals in our MCSJ utility billing, though, are the owners. It's not any of the tenants.
So I noticed in the bids, Go-Go doesn't list anything as a possible increase in the second one.
Correct. That's correct.
So does that mean that in this contract, we're going to get it for whatever, say 5 years or 30
Correct, correct. And that was the same thing with Civic Plus in the past. When we signed up with them, we kept the same rate throughout the contract period until the contract ended or it was canceled. And then, of course, the rate increased based off of not having any increases since 2019.
Which program do you recommend, if any?
We currently have Civic Plus already built into our website. You would just go in, click, and you would sign up for it, and it's already there. It never went away. But I think either one of them are comparable, and we could probably make either one of them work.
So are all of these dependent upon the residents signing up for it? There's no way we could put them into the system based on the water billing system?
No, they have to physically sign up themselves to get the alerts.
Why is
Do we
that
have
you
to?
need them to sign up? I can understand like people opting in or out, but I'm trying to think if like we could just opt them in and then they would have to opt out.
Now, they have to sign up themselves through these portals that they have set up.
Because I'm just thinking like,
The company
get
is
spam
requiring...
emails.
The company requires them. We don't have a lot of the detailed information. Like we might not have all of their emails. We don't have a lot of cell phones, believe it or not. So we wouldn't have all of the detailed information needed to sign up for these.
Well, where would the company get the information to reach out to?
It's on our website. They would have to go to our website, click on the link at the top, and it takes them right into the portal where they would sign up to get this.
And there they can choose the means in which they want to do it.
Correct.
So any advertising campaign to get the citizens to sign up would be dependent upon us?
Correct.
I mean, Civic Plus or either one wouldn't be reaching, it would be,
Right.
we would have to be the one
Correct.
getting the message out and encouraging the
Correct.
public to sign up.
That's correct.
Do we have to sign, can we do a 1-year thing, or do we have to
Yeah.
do?
No, you don't have to do 5 years, but by signing up for 1 year, you're not guaranteed, correct, that the rates could go up. So it's totally up to you on what type of a contract you would like to sign.
I mean, it's been requested by the public, so I would say we'll do 1 year, see how it pans out if you participate.
Well, would you like to make that a motion? Because I need somebody to make a motion, which
Sure.
company and how many years you want to go for.
I would make the motion to go with Civic Plus since we already have them set up for 1 year.
I'll second.
All right, we have the first and second. Is there any further discussion? Questions? Call the roll.
Commissioner Ernest?
Yes.
Commissioner?
Yes.
Commissioner Harrison?
Yes.
Commissioner, thank you.
All right, thank you. Now we just got to get the word out. All right. Purchase and sale agreement K-9 Mosley, you want to speak to that?
I merely put this in there because it was finally executed, the purchase and the sale agreement, so I just wanted everyone to know that it is final.
And we need to talk about the approval of the town agenda and the meeting policy.
Correct. So this was back and forth. We've had this before us, and our attorney took all of the considerations that we had the last time that we reviewed this and made the adjustments in this agreement.
So I will say to those of you in the public, I see some of you in here that made some suggestions to this, and a lot of them have been adopted in the revised policy.
Correct.
So, council, have you had the opportunity, we've talked about this a couple times, and this should be the final version with all the changes that were suggested and made, and the council tentatively agreed on. So unless there is further discussion, I will look for a motion to approve the town agenda meeting policy as it is before you tonight.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second that.
Will you call the roll?
Sure. Commissioner Ernest?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Harrison?
Yes.
Commissioner Rhoda? Thank you.
All right?
Oh, okay, thank you.
I think, I'm glad to put that to bed. All right, new business, paving bids. You gonna go through that or Brandon?
Well, I'll start it and then Brandon can jump in here. So we put out an RFP for paving on certain roads here in town. This is using the state highway user funds that we currently have. We received 4 bids. It went out to a closed bid. They came in. It was reported when we opened them and reported the amounts. Before you have a list of the amounts that each one of them provided. They did come with different packages on what they would provide. So Brandon and I went down and went through each one of these. We did some comparisons, and then Brandon's got a comparison report here that we can share on. It's not just the lowest bid. You do want to look at everything that's involved in the contracts that they provided. I will say that once you all make a selection, we do have a checklist that we go down to make sure that they provide their workers' comp, their certificate of insurance. They have to provide their W-9 and as well as some other detailed information for us to be able to accept it.
So, Brandon, will you read out the names of the bids and the amount for the public?
Yes. Asphalt Services out of Delaware came in at $96,755. They also gave an option B of breaking down each road individually if we only wanted to do 1 or 2 streets. Delmarva Paving came in at $107,947. Brayville came in at $110,551. And Peninsula Paving came in at $226,500.
What are all these
So I noticed in the
costs
footnotes,
provided? For Peninsula? The break, it says costs provided, there's like a breakdown here, what is that?
They added some additional items in there, like flaggers and I think there was.
Yeah. So.
And there's.
And our
Peninsula.
state highway user fund, we only have 151,000 to spend, right?
Correct. We have about 5,700 being brought over from fiscal year 25 into fiscal year 26.
Okay.
So that'll be added into it as well.
Okay.
So it'll be close to 200,000.
and what streets would these be paving,
Like
Brandon?
160,000.
Brandon?
It will be paving Mill Street, all the way down Smuggler's Way, Lincoln Street, and Riverview Lane. Them are the streets that really no more construction is going to be happening, and they're ready to go. There's no stormwater management that we got.
Are they gonna be milling the streets? Or are they paving over top of them?
Mill.
Mill?
Yep.
Will we get the millings or do they keep the millings?
No, I've requested that whoever we choose, or you guys choose, that we'll end up keeping the millings.
Pete, did you have a question?
Well, I just noticed that Asphalt Services says no online striping and all this, and then so is bidder. How specific was the RFP? I mean, they should be meeting minimum requirements. All of them should. And if the guy didn't meet the minimum requirements, we shouldn't even consider bidding.
Well, that's why I said you have to look at each individual item, and we did do a cross-check on that, and we came up with one that we thought had everything that we had requested. So, Brandon.
So some of the lower ones, is there enough cushion in there to add a street? There is.
But you're looking at them not providing, like maybe they don't provide the flaggers, for an example, where Brambles is providing the flaggers.
They have their own
So,
flaggers.
Yeah, so
So, Brandon, you have reviewed these, and you're going to make a recommendation. Can you go over what you looked at and your reasoning, at least for the council, to be able to consider what you think? Please.
Yeah, we looked over some of the scope of work that they've done in the past. We went off of some of their references, their responsiveness, and a lot of it was also the risk of us going with them versus a more reputable outfit.
So with the exception of Peninsula Paving, breaking it down with the flaggers and everything, all the rest of these including the flaggers?
Correct.
I think that's what we were looking for.
correct.
You know, what additional bonuses are we going to be looking
It
for?
says all streets, but it doesn't say with all services.
Right.
Now, another question I got for you. Any of these streets that we have issues with flooding, that we're gonna have an issue when we pave again?
No.
Okay. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Because
That's one of the reasons we picked these streets. Like I said, these are the most, more bang for the buck.
Right.
You can get a lot more streets paved. The sad thing is everything is going up liquid asphalt. As long as if liquid asphalt does not go up above 5%, then none, so far, which I was just actually reviewing that, but Bramble and Asphalt Services, their prices will not be affected.
I just don't want to hear about the crowning in the road again, you know, the type of thing causing flooding, so.
Well,
And if you're paving Kim Street, I really don't want to hear.
Well, we did get, when we checked at Asphalt Services, they're the lowest bid.
Right.
They had a really good reputation in Delaware. Like I said, we would have to add on some services there.
Yeah, so Asphalt Services, just to give you a rundown, after doing some further investigating with that company, they are a smaller outfit. They're equivalent to Bramble, except for they buy their material from Bramble,
Right.
Allen Myers. And they are basically, they're hand in hand with R.L. Ewing. So R.L. Ewing's, when they get overcrowded, R.L. Ewing's is actually who recommended them to take this bid up.
So I guess my question is, if they're $14,000 cheaper than Brambles, why are we going with Brambles?
We would have to go in probably and add some services that Bramble added into theirs that Asphalt did not.
So these are not comparative bids, you know?
Not exactly.
Right.
so did they all met though the requirements, right, in the RFP? So what were the additional services that Brambles offered that the others did not?
Actually, there were no that they had some flaggers, and then so Brambles has a more complete scope of work of what they're going to do, where Asphalt did not. So, not understanding their complete scope of work, we would have to go back to them and ask them if it could be equivalent to what Brambles has put in.
Right.
We also did a comparison on response time that we looked into this. Brambles was more responsive than most of these other
Because they're a larger company, and it's their main thing is paving.
But this is totally, we could always go with the cheaper bid and work this out and see how well they do. Like I said, they've got a really good reputation.
All right, and then if we have any other...
One thing that I will say, about asphalt services that they did, and they actually scored a little bit better on than Bramble. They actually broke it down, so if we did have an equivalent street that we figured maybe could be paved, this will kind of give us a decent number to go off of. They broke it down street by street versus Bramble gave one.
Like lump sum.
Yeah.
And your recommendation would be, I think, we go back to asphalt services and go back and have them be comparable,
Absolutely, that's fine.
say, keep the same price.
Is compaction testing included in the RFP?
We can always request.
I don't see it.
I know Brambles usually does it with theirs, automatic, but.
Right.
It might be in the proposal, go along.
If you can't find it, then I would ask them to put it in there, though.
Usually it has to be done by a third party, and it has to be to 95%. That way there's no conflict of interest between the testing and their work.
I think like what State Highway does it too, when they'll pay where they check it.
We'll definitely check into that.
All right.
They probably don't. I know Brambles does it, and the State Highway, they sit there and check it as they're doing it.
Another thing, just a quick note, I don't want to speak out of turn here, but another thing is ask them if they're doing 57 stone or CR6, which is a certified stone underneath before they put the road down or whatever. That makes a huge difference, you know, for whatever they're doing.
So, any more questions? If not, I guess I will look for one of you to make a motion.
I can't make a
As to which contractor you're with?
Yes.
Say again? Are you ready to-
No.
Award the bid?
That's a lot of comparison that we gotta do, and then we're just really talking about it.
What's the time frame that we're doing this?
We'll take care of that.
Do you have an answer for us by next week, the next meeting?
Well, the next meeting would be June 4th. The next regular scheduled council meeting. Yes.
So what do you mean? I mean, we had a bid
So
done.
we had some questions to go back and ask about this.
The one vendor, we had all the answers.
I mean, it's something that we can always add to their contract. It's not, I don't think that there would be an issue.
As long as the price don't change.
Contract.
Oh, it's gonna change.
It'll change, trust me, it'll change.
Yeah.
Just for the cost of fuel. it'll change.
Right.
Well, if you want to go back and make sure that they submit that so that you feel comfortable that it's in there, I think two weeks is not going to make
No,
a significant difference.
it's not gonna change the price.
Making a decision.
It does.
But it's whatever you guys and gals want to do.
Yeah, I think that those questions answered.
Actually, if you read on asphalt services down, it does say that stone base insulation and compaction is provided.
It's on page 2.
Page
They're- Page 2 of the bid.
But it is in there.
Yes.
But was that the question that you want to answer?
Yes, and did it say what kind of stone base they use, as Mr. Mason pointed out? I think there were the two main ones.
Can I ask a quick question? Can I ask a question real quick?
What's that?
When they're done with the work, it should be like a mandatory thing where 2 council members actually go and inspect it or something. You know, like sign off on it before they just leave like they did last time. It should be just something like a standard practice.
Would be no need on this, because I don't want to make paving the road, I'm just being honest. Well, I'm not saying it's not a bad idea,
No,
to have somebody from our town staff to take a look at it.
Well, if they're just milling this and resurfacing, then there shouldn't be any compaction.
There shouldn't be no
No
base.
base, unless you were making a whole new road.
Correct.
Correct. But I, do agree that maybe you should have somebody, somebody from Public Works and people to cheat go down and look at it and make sure that.
So is there any guarantee of the work attached to the bids? We got 30 days to approve the question.
Motion members, no. Because we're not building any kind of road, all we're doing is replacing.
There should be a base underneath it.
But then you go to stage 2.
When they're milling it, what if they run into like a pothole where it does dig down underneath the base layer? Then you are going to need to know what kind of base material they are going to need to fill in any hole, if there's any cracks in the road. When they're milling them, I do a lot of driving, so I see it a lot. They'll come across big cracks and it'll rip up all of it. So we do kind of need to know what kind of base material they are willing to put down.
That's why it's in the contract.
That would be a change order.
Yeah.
You would go in and then you would provide that information. That would be a change.
And I guess the other question was, Brandon, is once the work is completed, do we have to go into approve? Is anything written in there that we have to approve before they leave, so to speak? So that you can go down there, somebody knows what they're looking at, and say, yeah, I don't see a crown in the road, yes, you did this, yes, you did that, you did everything you said you were going to do.
Keep the water hose spread and make sure it runs
What
off.
is online striping?
Just the strip lines in the road.
Yeah, so like none of our roads right now
Have it?
no.
Okay.
The only striping that there is right at the end of the state road, you got stop work.
Okay.
Well, Brandon, if you look at the asphalt services in their first page, 104, and it says inclusions, exclusions, and special provisions, go down, it says quality control, compaction testing is excluded.
That's what I just showed you.
Yeah, but then on page 2 it states that it does.
Right,
Page 2 is a different application.
correct.
That's the only, yeah, it's a whole different application.
Just vote on it. How do I know?
So, Brandy, I'm hearing, some questions and concerns from the council. I think you have, I hope you don't have a handle on what they've asked them now. Go back and consult with the one we're questioning and report back to us at our next meeting on June the 4th. That's good with the council?
Yes.
And if you have any additional questions between now and the next couple of days, shoot them off to Brandon so that he'll have them.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for feedback. The Public Works agreement between Caroline County and Town of Greenwood to extend the sewer services. And for those in the audience, what that means is that the county came to us. They're putting in a park out north by our treatment plant, and they want to provide sewer to the park, so they want to hook into our sewer line that's out there, and this is the agreement that we asked them to bring back.
And that's for the restroom.
Yes.
What they want to put in. Correct.
For the restrooms.
So this is the agreement we drafted, not the county.
Correct.
Correct.
And what is still missing from the agreement is the equivalent dwelling unit request. This agreement has a note in it that I put in that says, please confirm with Brandon or the county engineer the number of EDUs, the equivalent dwelling units that the park needs.
One, yeah, she indicated one.
She indicated one at the meetings, but MDE has specifications specific to parks and restroom facilities, and I just wanted confirmation that the county had reviewed that and asked for that, because my note is still in here, so.
I thought I heard you say today that MDE has designated one EDU.
Yes.
Then I'm sure or not.
I will double check the email she sent me, but that's what she told me.
Bless you.
Okay, as long as the county is asking for what MDE gives as guidance, I'm fine with it, but right now, this contract that you have still has my note in it that says need confirmation, so I just want to bring your attention to that. And then the only other thing was that you entered into an agreement in January of 2025 for the road use, so that agreement is still in existence, so that's why this doesn't have additional road conditions in it. This is just for the extension of sewer service. That 2025 agreement still holds for your shared use of the road.
So you're suggesting that if we don't have MDE's approval of the one DU, we should just table it?
It's not an MDE approval, those are wastewater guidelines. I just would feel more comfortable if we saw a message from the county engineer that said, yes, we did the calculations. I did hear Jamie when she made a presentation, and she said, we think it's one EDU, but when I shared this with Lindsay, she said, make sure they check with MDE because there's these specific guidelines. So I think if you wanted to move ahead with it now, you could do a conditional approval that we just need confirmation that it is one EDU. So again, it's guidelines from MDE. It's not a statute, but you don't want to run into a situation where it's underserved or overserved.
Okay.
I would like to wait till we have factual proof that it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so do you want to set this aside and put this on the June 4th agenda as well? All right. And the last is the water tower painting. Right.
So it's that time of the year that the water tower on the house is to be washed out and painted. Currently, it's a dark green with the yellow writing. There's been a couple of concerns about it being the dark color. At one point in time, we talked about having to put a mixture in there. You just need to know if you want to keep it at dark green, or if you want to spend the money and match the water tower with the other water tower that was painted 2 years ago.
Well, I think they should match, personally. I personally think they should match, and I think we should go with a lighter color, as described here. The darker color, it can promote bacterial and biological growth, disinfect animals, and other things. So I'd go with the lighter color, a little more money, but it would match. It should match. This is Greensboro, no matter which side of town you're on.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay with that? You need a motion?
Yep.
I make a motion that we match the two water towers.
To approve it, because this was for 15,000, which is over my limit, so we'll
That's fine.
approve that.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the painting of the Todd Street water tower white to match the one on the other side. All right, call the roll.
Commissioner Ernest?
Yes.
Commissioner Noon?
Yes.
Commissioner Harrison?
Yes.
Commissioner Gerber? Thank you.
All right, thank you. Council remarks. Kim, would you like to go first?
Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Thank you for the input. Obviously, we're not engineers and construction gurus and geniuses, so I, for one, appreciate the input from the public and the guidance. Thank you all very much.
Same thing what Kim said, thank you so much for your information. We are not geniuses up here. Thank you for the emails in reference to the budget. I do ask the town manager if she received the same emails that I do, and she told me yes, and that she answers them. So if I don't answer you, I'm not ignoring you, I'm just letting the town manager do their job and answer you. That's it, I don't have anything else.
Pete?
I just want everybody to have a safe and enjoyable weekend and just take a moment to think about all those who never made it out of their uniform.
Thanks all for everybody, you, Cindy, Brandon, all putting all the hard work in. And Colin, yes, thank you. Your suggestions are well taken. And we communicate with the town manager, so we appreciate it. Thanks so much.
All right, and I would echo all those sentiments, and again, Kim, happy birthday. I didn't know it was your birthday today.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. And with that, I'll look for a
Does that mean to
motion.
get cake?
But yeah, I'd like for a motion to move in an executive session to get advice from our attorney.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session to get legal advice from the attorney.
I'll second.
None approved?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We're going in at 7:07.